Hey guys, I had one of the viewers comment in on it was an older video, and honestly, I don't remember this part in the video, but they were saying that one of the stereotypes that Americans believe about the English or British is that they have bad teeth, and that they had seen that Americans typically have actually worse teeth, but they cover them with veneers. And I commented back and I was like, let me kind of do a video and address this because it's a lot to comment. Um, One, yes, you're right. That is a stereotype, although I would say it's not a current one. That's something I think that was more prevalent maybe 20 years ago. Um, I would disagree that Americans cover them with veneers because veneers are outrageously expensive. So maybe the Americans that you're talking about are celebrities. I think that is probably a thing with celebrities because they have the money. I sort of the only American that I know personally that has veneers was my dad. And the reason for that was because he was born with medical issues. So as a kid, he took a lot of penicillin. And when you do that as a child, it actually deteriorates the enamel on your teeth. So his teeth were really messed up. My grandparents had some money. And so they ended up getting him all veneers. I remember one of my aunts on multiple occasions told me like, my grandparents spent an outrageous amount of money on his teeth. I've known people that did have teeth issues that looked into even going to like Mexico and stuff like that to get veneers because it's so expensive. So I don't think that is a common thing. However, I would say that for the most part, not everywhere, and it obviously depends on money. Well, let me say that I'm from West Virginia, and as far as the states go, we probably get the worst rap of having bad teeth. We get the bad rap for about everything that you can imagine. Like what you might think are stereotypes, West Virginia gets them like 10 times worse, and we're here like with people telling us. So my background's a little bit different than a lot of people. I went to private school, so most of the kids that I was going to school with were doctors and lawyers kids. So almost every single person I knew had braces, they had retainers, they were getting like the rubber bands put in. I had all of that done. I had like buck teeth. This teeth I broke in half from the bottom down. As a kid playing tag, I turned around for a second and to see where the person was behind me, turned back around and ran into like a 60-foot metal flagpole, knocked half my tooth out. So I would say that I actually did need all of those things when I had them done. But I think the majority of people that I went to school with had braces at some point. Now, as far as public schools go, that probably wasn't a common practice. Sorry, guys. Especially where I grew up. But I think here they do start kids probably way too early with getting stuff done before their teeth have had an opportunity, one, to lose all their teeth, and for their adult teeth to come in fully and push everything around. One of the kids in my son's second grade class was already getting partial braces. I mean, my son was still losing teeth, so that seemed crazy to me. But not everybody. I think in the 90s is when all of that started, of trying to be proactive. I think it was more about money to get people to get braces and rubber bands and all of that jazz. That being said, my mom is one of actually 9 kids, and I don't think any of them had braces. My mom's got very nice straight teeth. My son's dad never had braces. He's got nice teeth. As of right now, my son's never had anything done. He seems like he's probably gonna be good. Thankfully for him, he didn't get my teeth. But you know, like I said, there was a lot of money spent on my teeth, and then you know, one of the things that I've done as an adult is I've had them whitened, which is kind of expensive, but it's not terrible. It's painful. I think a lot of people do that more so like if they're getting married or something like that. But yeah, I don't honestly know a ton of Americans that have bad teeth. I have come across them. Like I said, I'm from West Virginia. Unfortunately for West Virginia, you know, it has tended to get really bad on drugs, especially since around when I left about 20 years ago. So, you know, anybody obviously has got a background with big drug issues, your teeth are going to take a back seat. There are people that have the gene, just, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with how well they take care of their teeth. They just have brittle teeth. They just got the bad luck gene with that. So of course you're going to run into that as well. But you know, having said all that, you know, I don't personally mind. I sometimes think it's more attractive for somebody to have like maybe a snaggletooth or something like that, because I think it gives you character. I'm not saying like brown teeth or anything like that, but you know, I definitely have come across people that don't have the best of teeth. But I would say for people around my age and probably younger, that you do usually come across people with pretty good, decent, at least straight teeth. However, I would say that the viewer was probably right in saying that a lot of Americans probably do have worse teeth, just in general, because of all of the sugar and crap that's in our food that isn't in yours. Kudos to your health and government and all that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a video, address that. I do have a video coming up this coming week that kind of talks about like some of the British stereotypes on Americans, and some of the stuff you guys might get on us about. So you'll have to let me know your thoughts on that. But I did want to kind of do a video just because it's too long to kind of put into a full comment. So hopefully the user sees that, and let me know what your thoughts are on it. But yeah, I don't hear about Brits having bad teeth so much anymore. I don't know why it was a thing back in the 90s, I feel like, and probably before that, before I was cognizant of it. But yeah, it's not something that I typically hear now. And like, I watch a good bit of British reactors and stuff, and they have phenomenal teeth, like the Welsh twins and Luke. You know, I think all of those people have really nice teeth. Now, not to say I haven't come across some British videos where maybe they didn't have fantastic teeth, but you know, to each their own. I could find another 20 some videos for that one of Americans that have some jacked up teeth as well. So it is what it is, and it's costly. You know, it is costly to have all that stuff done. Thankfully for my mom, for my grandma, that took care of my teeth, and then still got on me because I didn't wear my retainers, so my bottom teeth are like, as you can see, my bottom teeth are straight, but I don't care. It doesn't affect my life in any way. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for tuning in. Catch that video this week on the British stereotypes on Americans. Thanks, guys.